Ah, the philosophical life.
What's that? I thought I was just here for decoration.
Who said that?
That's Nathan.
Who?
He's the new kid on the block.
Oh, great. It's like the pool boy has moved in. Listen up, buddy. None of us can afford to be merely decorative. Remember, the unexamined life is not worth living.
Well, just how much is the examined life worth?
I don't know. The Australian dollar's pretty low at the moment.
And when's the exam? Is it open book?
The attainment of wisdom is priceless and its pursuit a lifelong commitment.
Well, are you wise?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Why not?
Well, because I have many doubts about things, and I think to be wise, you would have to be free from doubt, or at least freer from it than I am.
I thought you philosophers were supposed to know a lot of things. Haven't you been at this for like a couple of thousand years?
Yes, but many of the questions are very hard, and philosophers, as much as anyone investigating the world, are constantly questioning and revising their views.
Gee, I thought you guys had nailed it by now. What sort of things have philosophers changed their minds about?
Well, that the world sits in a giant waterbed for one thing. We've pretty much given that up.
And that the planets are alive and make music.
And that there's only one mind and we all share it.
And that certain things have a secret dormitive power, which is why they put you to sleep.
Like question time in the House of Representatives. But to get back to the question of what it is to be wise, maybe it's the fact that you know that you don't know that makes you wise.
Then I must be the wisest grotesque in known space, because there's stacks of stuff that I don't know.
You see the problem with that line of thinking. I'm not sure you get to be wise just by being upfront about being ignorant.
Philosophy is not just about wisdom, though. It's about the loving of it. The striving for truth is what makes a life philosophical, whether or not you ever actually attain it.
Okay, but if you love wisdom, then surely you must think it's good and attainable, right? Because if you honestly believe that truth was neither good nor attainable, then why would you love it? And even if you could still love truth despite believing it to be neither good nor attainable, you're loving it, it would be wholly irrational. It would kind of be like saying, I love square circles, or trying to paint your room red and green all over at the same time. It'd be odd to call life examined if it were spent engaging in a hopelessly irrational activity. Wouldn't it?
Hey, this kid's not bad.
Got potential. What we have to bear in mind, though, is that philosophy is not just a means to an end. It may well have instrumental value. It may indeed contribute to solving the world's problems. Here there is surely progress. With each clarification of a hard problem, each justification for why we should respect each other as persons, we move closer to the philosophical ideal. For example, all the science in the world is not going to affect our relationship to the planet unless we recognise an obligation to future generations. And that requires a philosophical argument.
I'll say, I'm flat out meeting my obligations to current generations, let alone ones that don't yet exist.
Or ones that no longer exist.
See, philosophy is hard work, but someone's got to do it. And setting aside whatever instrumental value philosophy has, the exercise of our rational capacities is just good in itself.
Well put, my friend. A life spent contemplating the highest things has to be content with small gains. Brick by brick, the house grows.
Wow, I feel like I'm in some really heavy kung fu movie.
Listen and learn, grasshopper, listen and learn.